And apparently I'm not giving somebody enough attention. I'm not petting her. Good evening, everyone. I just thought I'd touch base with y'all. Still limited on what I'm allowed to do in regards to activity. No real heavy lifting, so trying to take it easy. I have a little cold sore right here that's healing up, and putting some lemon balm and on it to help get it healing and melaleuca. I love my essential oils. But we had an interesting thing happen. I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple videos ago, I showed you when we got back from a small animal sale, I decided to trade some Muscovy ducklings for some quail. They were supposed to be all young males, so that way we could finish raising them out and process them so we could try quail meat, because we've never tried that before. Well, they're not all boys. Check that out. We have quail eggs. How exciting is that? So now I'm trying to sex everyone, because I know for sure there's at least one boy, because I've heard a little quail rooster crowing several times, but I'm not sure which ones are. So we've got 4 Coturnix and 2 Texas A&Ms in that grouping in there. So I'm going to try to see if I can't figure out how to sex them. We've got feather sexing that someone showed me for the Coturnix, and then for the Texas A&Ms we have to do vent sexing. So we're going to try doing that. Okay, so this one here is what we would call a Texas A&M. It's a jumbo, so you can actually see it's pretty good sized little bird. You know, and they are right at maturity, since we're getting some eggs and we've been hearing a few crows. But 2 ways that you can sex the quail are feather sexing, and the other one is vent sexing. So I'm just learning all of this, so bear with me. Feather sexing cannot be done on the Texas A&M, so you have to vent sex them. So we're going to carefully flip this little bird over, and then we're going to look at its vent. And then it's supposed to be, if we press on either side of the vent gently, if it foams, see if I can get a little bit better view here. If it foams up and we get literally like a foam, almost like a shaving cream, and there's nothing there, I'm just gently pressing a little bit down slightly and a little bit in toward the vent, and there's nothing. So this one probably is a girl. All right, we're gonna try and sex another one. Okay, since I bought these planning on just butchering them, I didn't really worry too much about breed. So, I mean, this one is colored kind of like a Coturnix. It's okay. And typically you would be able to feather sex these, which this one, males should have almost like a red robin's breast. And then the females typically have a bunch of little dark freckling. And I've got a picture here that I'll show you. Okay, but we're gonna try vent sexing this one too, because I don't know, if they're mixed breed, you know, the feathering would not apply. So this is a big mystery. I've been talking to a couple of my other friends, other homesteaders that raise quail, trying to figure this out since I started getting eggs and wasn't expecting that. So I'm gonna go ahead and once again gently turn this little quail over and find its vent. See if I can get a good enough shot here. So there's the vent. Oh, and that one actually, well, there was a little bit of foam, but he jumped. So I don't know if you saw that or if there's any more in there, but I don't want to press hard and hurt it. But I think this one actually is a male. Just because it looked like there was a little bit of foam there. You might see watery material come out, which would just be the exudate, which is basically like their urine. And we're gonna try one more. Okay, last one, and I do apologize that, you know, I don't have a camera that can do this a little bit better. Once again, we're looking, if we were to feather sex, I would assume that this one is a male. If you look, he's almost got a red robin's breast. Look, you can see yourself, look. Okay, and then I'm just gonna turn it upside down. We're gonna find our vent. We're gonna press, I'm trying to do this without, so you guys can see. And I wish I had someone else to hold the camera at a better angle here. So see the vent? And then you would just press gently at the base, and there's nothing, see? Nothing. No foamy shaving cream like stuff. So this should be a hen, right? Even though it has the red breast. So I'm thinking that, I'm thinking these guys might be a mixed breed, not a regular just Coturnix. You know, and that's why the feathering is not consistent. So we're just gonna, we're trying to decide what we want to do with them. With checking them, I think I've actually got 5 girls and 1 boy, which works out pretty good. We're gonna see how many eggs we get a day here, and we may just start doing some quail just for us to process, which actually this one has a little bit of damage at the top of its head. My guess would be somebody else. If I've got a male in there, it probably grabbed it and was breeding with it, just like regular roosters do. I wish the rooster would crow. I've heard a rooster crow in here at least one, you know, several times in the past week. So I know there's at least one little rooster in here. If you guys have any other tips or tricks on how to sex your quail, I would love to hear from you, seeing as how we're just now learning about this. We're feeding them just a non-medicated chick feed, you know, per recommendation, and giving them plenty of fresh water. My husband couldn't believe that quail eggs in our area actually sell for $6 a dozen. We have a lady that we know that sells quail hatching eggs as well as eggs for eating, and she sells actually in the market down in Cincinnati and does very well. So I love that she is having so much success with the quail, and she's been a great asset. You know, I can always message her and ask her questions, but I'd love to know what you guys think. I'm going to go ahead and put this little girl back. At least I think it's a girl. And that way I'm not stressing her out too much. Thanks so much. Oh, and we are going to be hooking up the trailer to go to pick up 3 of our girls that are coming back from the breeder, and then officially all of my goats will be back from the breeder, and fingers crossed we have babies coming in January into February, if all breeding was successful. Okay, we are on our way to go pick up 3 of our does from the breeder. It's probably only about a half an hour away from the house. Super excited to see them. Here's my girls. Come on, big girl. Hi, babies. Come on, Betty. No, we have to pee. We're home, yay!
All 3 of them had to pee.
Well, that's what you gotta do when you get done with a car ride. Now, Betty leads really good, big girl doesn't. There's Miss Betty. And there's CRC. And there's Electra.